Hey guys, what's up? And welcome back to another episode of Four Dads Golf with your host Don Julio and myself Tease. This week we actually had a lot of stuff going on. Before we get into it, just want to keep you guys in the loop with Sunday Swagger. You guys looking for any new polos for the upcoming golf season? Spring is in the air, summer is in the air. They had some really nice drops. We got some discount codes down below if you guys are interested in that. They also got some sweet shorts, primo golf apparel as well. If you like the joggers kind of a look, they got nice polos and shorts as well. And we actually did just become an affiliate for Battle Bars as well, which they have energy bars. Sorry, they have protein bars. They got protein powder and things like that. 20% off discount using our code 4DADS. Great little things to have on the course, especially if you don't want to, eat bad and give yourself a glizzy, especially at our old age. You don't even want to stay away from those.
Dude, my favorite snack at the time, since we're talking about protein bars, was the first tea bars. Do you remember those first tea bars? I used to get the raisin yogurt one, which was just super good.
I'd never had those before.
They were good. If you see them, it's like you gotta get the raisin yogurt one. I think it's the best one next to the
Okay.
chocolate.
I'll have to. Yeah, you can't go wrong with chocolate. But yeah, so definitely check out the affiliate links down below if you guys want some discounts on some good golf stuff. But yeah, let's hop into it right now. Like I said, we did a lot of golf stuff actually this past week. It's actually kind of overcrowded with content creator golf. You had pro golf, LIV, PGA Tour, so much. But right now, as of today, Wednesday, the creator classic, excuse me, was today. It was live at the Philly. What's it called? The Philly Cricket, I think club, right? That's
Club.
the yeah.
Philly Cricket Club.
So
One of the oldest country clubs to date, apparently.
really interesting.
Hmm.
So I mean, I was talking to Don Julio about this offline. I watched a little bit of it. Definitely did not seem to be my vibe. I don't know what it was. I honestly didn't even know it was happening today. The only reason I saw it happening, I was changing YouTube for my son right before his nap, and it said the PGA Tour was live, and I was like, live for what? And it said the Creator Classic, and I'm like, really? And so right before I was putting it out, I just watched it for a little bit, and I was like, this is interesting. I wasn't really a fan of the way they did the cameras and all that, but I want to hear your thoughts on it. 'Cause it sounded like you watched it longer than I did. But yeah, what do you think about it?
I thought it was good. I wouldn't say it was terrible. I thought it was good, but I just wish that just like what draws everyone to YouTube golf right now is everyone loves to see the matches, right? Like when Sean was going up against Brad from Good, and Sean ends up almost shooting a 59,
Mhm.
right? It's like it's stuff like that. It's fun, but I get it. They're throwing the top content creators together right now to put together a show. I just wish they didn't do it um, in an alternate shot best ball best score basically. I would have liked to have seen them put together like, okay, let's make this like a full on event. So
Mhm.
you take the top female content creators, have them play in their division. Then you take the top male content creators and just let them dish it out. That's what everyone wants to see, right? Who's going to wear the crown? I mean, the last few events that Grant won at TPC Sawgrass was nice. The year before that, where Luke Kwan won, was good, right? I
Mhm.
mean, it was engaging. It was like, oh man, like this is awesome. But
Oh yeah.
you know, the fact that they only played 9 holes, right? I mean, I think it would attract more people if you were to really just kind of let the creators go at it, right? I mean, the
Yeah.
fact that
100%.
Kyle Lowry was there too was like, what? What
Yeah,
are you
that
doing
was
here?
interesting. I saw some of the highlights and I was like, wait a minute. Creator Classic. That dude's a professional basketball player.
Yeah, it's like, what are you doing here? Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even know you golfed, and
Yeah. Like,
clearly
if
you could see
if
from
you
the first hole, like he's not that great a golfer, but you
if you
know,
if you compared it to like live duels and the content that was the Creator Classic that Grant Horvat won a few months ago back at TVC Sawgrass. Was that
yeah, something like that.
similar thing? So if you compared those three, what would you line them up with one, two, and three as your the best one who did it the best, and then second and third?
I would have to say Sawgrass, then last year's content or Creator Classic, and then probably this one would be
No,
last in
I
my
mean
opinion.
the live duels one. So the live
Oh,
duels one plus
um,
the TPC or this last one today.
okay. Well, in that case, I mean the the TPC, I would have to put number one, Duels two, and today three.
Would you like
I
more?
mean,
What do you like about the TPC one compared to today?
just the coverage, I think, was a
Hmm.
lot better. The format was better as well too. It's like, I mean, again, you're seeing people get after it, right?
Yeah.
I think the one thing the one thing that, again, like I just said, it would be nice to see them play a full 18, right? And really just have, if you're gonna create something like that, like give them an opportunity to experience what a true event would be, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's what it'd be. Like, I mean, you could even go with live rules, just do 3 days. I mean, that's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
golf,
Oh, heck yeah.
lot of content,
Yeah.
but the thing is like, again, you're talking about an hour and a half video of two people playing 18 holes on two different channels that literally everyone will sit there, watch 1 hour of the front nine,
Hmm.
watch the other hour of a back nine.
Hmm.
It's like, dude, if people are willing to watch it like that and then you do a live event like that, you should totally just let them dish it out.
Yeah.
Take the time, invest in the event, get vendors out there. All these guys are all sponsored, so they could even get people out there easy, but
Hmm.
then
Yeah.
drive ticket sales with it. Like,
Yeah.
people would pay to see it. People would, I mean,
Hmm.
what, how many people showed up for the good major, right? They had like 3,000 people out there. I mean,
Dude.
that's a decent amount of tickets.
Speaking about that, I was in the comments and I was commenting on some of the stuff, and someone's like, "It's a shame that Garrett from Good Good isn't here to smoke someone in the crowd."
I saw that. I saw
I
that
was
comment.
"Oh, that's so great, dude. I would
I
like that like
almost
1,000 times."
when when I saw the lineup, I kind of was like, man, Garrett just doesn't want to give himself another shot. Like, he just doesn't want anything to do.
Well, that's the
But then
thing
of
too.
course,
No,
what happens? That guy Tyler, who's in the first group, right? He hits from underneath the tree trying to hit a cut. He laces that old Asian guy right in the hip, dude. Like, the ball just came out. And they're like, four, 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 and just smack.
I mean, like you just mentioned, like the the people that played in it, it definitely seemed like a very, not to knock them, but like it didn't have like the best of the best or the most well-known YouTubers. You had
Yeah.
golf influencers, but a lot of these golf influencers, they aren't people that like create golf videos. They might do Instagram or TikToks, quick little clips, and things like that. And doesn't mean that they're good golfing. That just means that they're really entertaining at what they do. And when it comes to that, you're not going to have that good of a golfer if their main goal is to create entertaining content instead of mainly specifically golf content.
Mhm.
And I thought the team aspect was a little interesting with this. Um, if I were to rate the last three, the TPC and today and duels, I would definitely take duels 100% for me. I just loved how they're able to edit it. Everything was so compact. You got everything that you want in a YouTube video. There weren't really any, lulls throughout the whole video. You got the shot tracers, you got the cameras in the carts. You had drama, great golfers, players that have won, majors, Phil, DJ, among others. Even one of the creators at the time, still obviously he's just got, you know, suspended from the PGA Tour, Wesley Bryan, um, and just good all around golf. Uh, I thought TPC was awesome. That one was really cool because it was live, and they did have a great lineup. Grant Horvat,
Mhm.
and among others. So there was a lot of good golf as well, not just people that are entertaining on social media, but actually people who are really good at golf as well. Um, so for me, it just a lot of people. I was like, who's that? Like, I follow certain people, but it's not like I'm in it just to watch entertaining golf stuff. I'm usually there for like good golf content. Entertaining is like Bob does sports, and if they're not even on there and they're the entertainers, like to me, I'm like that's definitely a swing and a miss. But
Yeah.
overall, I honestly didn't even know about it. I don't know if they didn't like promote it that well or what, but like it just I'm someone who watches YouTube golf all the time, but like I'm sure you do too. And I did not know that today was going to be the Creator Classic. I had no idea. So I don't know if I just missed that, if I've just been busy and just not really paying attention or what. But did you know that it was going to be today, or did you just find out randomly?
I just found out randomly
Yeah.
um, through actually the GGG girls, so
Mm.
the girls golf games or whatever they're called, girls golf
Did they
group.
post something on there?
Yeah, they were posting about it like a couple days ago, and that was the Sabrina and Dolfo chick. She was talking about it, and I was like, "Oh, cool." And then I didn't like even then I didn't know that it was going to be like today, but also I'm terrible with dates also, so I was just kind of
Yeah.
like I was like, "Oh, okay, cool. It's going down. Like, awesome. Let me
Yeah.
see." So I went and just checked it out. Um, but yeah, man, I mean, again, like this is we can't have our expectations too high. This is like a new, this is like a new area for the industry, but I mean, it's good to see. I just again, I think me just being the competitive golfer that I am, I just want to see people get after it, right? Like who's the king of the kings and who's the queen of the queens, right? And just get after it and go play. Like it would be great to see Gabby Golfs versus, Claire Hogle, who I didn't even know still even did content creation. I thought she like retired and was doing her own thing, focusing on like being a PGA professional with the golf course that she works at. Um, so I was totally expecting that. I mean, Paige Brannick she's always the most popular person there. So again, just would have been nice just to kind of see that happen, right? Really get after it.
I agree.
That's all.
I agree. I agree. I feel like, yeah, I agree with those talking points. But let's pivot on to the PGA Tour, the CGA Cup. Byron Nelson, I believe, and I think
Hmm.
it must have been around Dallas or somewhere in Texas. But
Hmm.
um, Scotty Scheffler, man, 31 under. Like this dude shot 31 under, and I'm not a history major, so I am right now doing my due diligence to see 31 under divided by 4 rounds. I typed in 40 on accident, is an average of 7.75 under a round. So almost 8 under a round. I think he shot like
Hmm.
59 or he shot like 61 and 63, I think, to start. And he had like a 7 or 8 shot lead or something insane. I mean, imagine shooting 23 under in a PGA tournament and losing by 8 strokes. Eric Van Rooyen, one of the guys that we actually walked by when we were at the Pebble Beach Classic or Pebble Beach Pro Am a few years ago, on that long par five with his crazy handlebar mustache, shot at 23 under and was 8 shots behind in second place. Like, how wild is that? Like, I don't know what happened on that course. Like, did you watch any of that tournament? Did you catch any of that by any chance?
I just saw the highlights, but it was, in my opinion, it was just absolutely crazy to see the dominating performance of Scotty. I mean, it was just like, I'm just gonna hit it. There it goes. It's there. But everyone else was playing really well too. But it was just, I mean, Scotty was just on another level in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm looking it up right now because I want to talk about this, but like he just broke like the lowest 4-day score in PGA Tour history, which is 253
Mhm.
shots. Because I was looking it up, and I think a few years ago I looked up like the lowest score uh, in PGA history for like to win a tournament on the PGA Tour, and I think it was like Hideki Matsuyama a few years ago. He was at the Century, and he shot a 35 under. Um,
Wow.
whether it's 2023 or 2024 is recent, but I was just like, there's got to be close to the record. I mean, like, and that is over 8 under a round, which is just insane. And like, just so wild to me. Like 31 under is insane. Like you come in, you're like, yeah, you go into the tournament, be like, you know what? And someone says, hey, you're gonna shoot a 20 under. You'd be like, dude, awesome. I won a tournament. I'm gonna win my first PGA tournament, dude. Dude, you lost by 11 strokes. What? What? Like, there's just no way. Like, and I feel like this tournament and the other one in Houston usually are traditionally pretty low scores, and I'm not sure if that just has to do with the ball rolling a lot because these courses are pretty long as well. I feel like the
Mhm.
Brian Nelson course is long. But I mean, is there anything they can do to make it more difficult besides like making the rough longer? I don't know. Like,
Well, so I don't know if you watched the episode where Grant played Scotty Scheffler.
I watched some of it.
Um,
Yeah.
so Scotty made a really good point, which is that these courses are saying that they're trying to make courses harder, but they're removing trees. And he goes, and what's the one way to make a course tougher is you add trees.
Mm,
He's like, what I really love, and I think Grant asked him, like, what's your favorite tournament? You know, and he said he was like playing at TPC Sawgrass because off the tee box, I have to hit a draw. I
mm,
go into my next shot, I have to hit a cut. It forces me to hit shots.
yeah.
And and he goes, he goes, and the thing is like they're talking about how guys are hitting it too far, they want to reduce the ball, but he's like, ultimately, we're still going to figure out a way to just reduce spin to where the ball's just going to go no matter what. He's like,
Yeah.
like we're pros.
Yeah.
Um, so it just kind of defeats the fact. But he just says like, if you want to see lower scores, you want to see better golf, right? Give people the opportunity, or give us the opportunity to actually play courses with more trees. He's like, the rough is one thing, but he's like, ultimately though, you know, it it could be punishing, or it could even be beneficial depending on how thick it is. Because sometimes the ball will still sit up and you can
Hmm.
still hover the club and still get a really good piece on it. But if it's
Yeah.
down, like he mentioned, like how it is at the US Open for the most part, he's like,
Mm,
that's where it gets really hard. But
yeah.
that takes a special grass. I mean, he made really good points,
Hmm.
and he says in the PGA just is not understanding it from the player's perspective that, hey, the trees are going to be huge pieces, because if we get into it, like now we have to hit punch shots to get out, to where compared to most events where, oh, there's a gap right here, I can hit that shot
Hmm.
and play a 2 yard cut and be right on the pin. So
Yeah.
just
That
a
makes
really good point.
sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, it makes a lot of sense, especially when it comes to trees, because you're forcing someone to hit a certain shot majority of the time, right? And
Yeah.
if you're forcing someone to hit a draw when their natural shot is a fade, you're going to have maybe a third, maybe a quarter of those guys that are trying to hit that opposite shot to what they're used to and not hitting it as successfully, putting themselves in more trouble. Because obviously, pros are pros. They're going to hit it majority of the time, but there's still a better chance of them not hitting it correctly or just hitting it just off enough where it's offline and it makes it, like you said, you're behind a tree, you're stuck in that underneath it. You got to punch out. You can't go for the green directly. It's just impossible. And yeah, that definitely is a good point for sure. I feel like there aren't too many of those courses out there where it really forces you, where it's like really tight
Mhm.
to when it comes to the fairway and things like that. Fortunately, there aren't too many of those courses out here. I think what's the only one out here
Well,
that um,
it probably would have been
Forest
it probably would have been Fig Garden.
Sherwood.
Fig
No,
Gar
Sherwood.
Oh yeah,
Sherwood.
Sherwood, that's right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah,
But
it's been a while since I played Fig Garden. Probably like
no,
I
it's
think
not even around anymore.
no, I know. That's what I'm saying. I think the last time I played was probably like a decade or so ago with
Yeah,
you.
I think that was when we played.
Man.
But I was gonna say it, and this is where it comes back to what we always talk about, right? Like the PGA just needs to switch up the lineup of courses they're playing every year, right? Like don't
Yeah.
put them into like this circle where it's like, okay, Beth Page, you're up in 2 years to host a major. It's like all the other stuff, find better courses. There's so many golf courses that are out there, and there's like, and if you don't know them, there's
Hmm.
a lot of access now through social media that you're hearing people who are like, you want to see an underrated course that like is unreal here. Just imagine. I don't know if you've ever seen this course called Rio Seco. It's based out in Las Vegas, but it is like pristine as pristine can be.
Sounds
And
beautiful.
dude, if you look at it, it's like it's right on the lake. I mean, it is incredible. And I mean, seeing these guys play a course like that, where you have desert rollout, you
Hmm.
know, off the tee, but then also you have firm, very fast greens that are very easily um, impacted by the winds that pick up in the afternoon. That's a hard place to play,
Yeah.
you know, and it still plays like 7,100 yards for a public course from the tips.
Dang.
Unbelievable. So again, I just think that that's just something that needs to happen, and that's what's catching the eye of Live. This is why people want to watch it, is because you're seeing courses that you would never see on the PGA Tour.
Yeah. No, 100%. And going back to just one talking about golf courses and changing them up, uh, you know, I dropping tomorrow, so probably the time that you guys are going to be watching this podcast, actually, um, we have. Oh, actually, I we were invited to Jeff Hartman's uh, podcast on Sunday, and I believe it's. I don't want to butcher this because he was extremely nice. But anyway, he has a he's a golf podcast. Is dropping to I think probably the same time this is. But he has some questions for me, sure firing some questions. But hey, and one of them was, what golf course would you like to play at? Like if money wasn't an object, what would you like to play at? And I legitimately didn't have an answer for him. Like I've never really thought about it because obviously everyone is always like, oh, I said Augusta National would be awesome. But I probably would just like shoot like 100 because the course is just so difficult, so undulated, and it would just be like a cool experience, but then also like so demeaning, and I'd just be like so like the air just knocked out of me, because I just got killed over this awesome golf course. And I was trying to think, and I was just struggling with courses to think about it. I forget which one I ended up going with. I was like, Pebble Beach would be cool, but I'm like, it's cool, and I don't really like playing in cold weather, even though it's a prestigious course, he was like, "Oh, what about Abandoned Dunes?" I'm like, "Yeah, that'd be great, but like the weather is always terrible there, like 9 times out of 10." And I think I end up with like PGA National or something, just some random golf course. And I was just starting to think like I kept telling him there's so many good golf courses out there. And now, especially with YouTube golf, you see so many more of them out there that you didn't even know existed. Like Bus Jack, they literally went to 50 states in 50 weeks to play a different golf course in every single state in 50 weeks. It was wild. So you're able to see some of the best golf courses you probably never even heard of, but just because of the fact that they're not on the PGA Tour circuit, they're not on a Corn Ferry Tour circuit, or things like that. But there are so many amazing golf courses out there, and I was just curious for you, what would be like one of the top golf courses that you could play at? Like if money was no object and you could play anywhere in the world, where would that be for you? I'll give you my answer because I actually tried thinking about it actually and actually like put some thought into it, but curious what you're gonna say.
Mine,
Hmm.
mine would have to be Medina Country Club.
Where's that at?
It's in Illinois,
Okay. And what's so
and
special about that one?
I had a friend. I had a friend who played there. He gave me like a ball marker from there, and he just said that it was just absolutely breathtaking. Like if you look at their website, they're celebrating 100 years this year. But just the view of their clubhouse as one, right, is absolutely stunning. They have like the big old putting green right in the front. You can see how the river just kind of runs through the entire course. Lots of trees, but I've just heard that it's it's a little piece of heaven, and so it's always been one that I've just always had in the back of my mind, and I've seen tons of photos.
Hmm.
They actually hosted the 2012 Ryder Cup, so you can get a really good view if you watch like
Oh,
videos
nice.
on there.
Okay.
And that's where I was like, wow, this course is incredible. And so it's
Okay.
actually one of my favorite ball markers to use,
Oh, really?
aside from my swag stuff. But
Hmm.
I have it, and it's great, dude. Like if money wasn't an issue and I can go out there and go play, I would totally go play Medina.
Dude. That sounds sick. I will shout out Jeff Hartman. His podcast is called Fairways and Dreams. But the golf course that I was looking at, Paynes Valley, just looks absolutely beautiful. It's got cool undulation, a lot of slopes.
Mhm.
You have an extra hole as well. which would be awesome. Not very many courses have an extra hole, but also a awesome hole. Like, the island green would be really, really cool.
Yep.
So I think that'd be awesome. But honestly, there's just so many golf courses out here now that again, I'd never heard of Medina, but it's an amazing course. Like you still
Mhm.
have, I think one of my buddies in Ohio was saying that he was playing Firestone, where they used to play, some of the majors. And I think they even hosted a Ryder Cup out there as well in Ohio, but they don't use it on the circuit anymore for whatever reason. It's just not on the PGA Tour circuit. It used to be, but now it's not. And it's such a pristine course, and it still is. But it's just wild to think of how many golf courses out there that they're just leaving out that they could be easily just like, let's just go here, see how it is,
Dude, I mean, that's like what we talk about all the time. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, there's so many courses that are popping up that
Right.
why is the PGA not giving these places a chance? Being that it's like you're supposed to be building the game, right? If it's notoriety because a club went from being absolute shit to then all of a sudden being a pristine course, that you should reward them for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the PGA should take care of other PGA professionals that are coming in doing great work like that,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, I mean, we could go on for days about that. I think we're
100%.
both on the same page there.
Yeah. No, for sure. So definitely want to pivot really quickly to the Q, which again was another version of. Actually, no, this isn't really a creator classic thing. This is somewhat different because the Q at Myrtle Beach is an opportunity for content creators to get an opportunity to play a PGA Tour event. And I don't know if the term is get sanctioned or they get what do you call it, sponsored or whatever for an event. So last year they did this and they had a bunch of the top guys out there. Obviously, Fat Perez was in there, George Bryan. You had I think it was Busted Jack. Jack was in it, or blanking on his name. Cole, he
Mhm,
was in it from Busted Jack. Luke Kwan, who ended up winning, and a few other content creators. Micah Morris, he was in there as well. Didn't do as well, and I think also, if I'm not mistaken, I think Grant Horvat was in it last year. I could be wrong though.
mm,
But anyway, they did it again this year. They released a video this past week, and this time was a little bit different. They had 8 creators and 8 actual aspiring pros. So you had people. Oh, actually, Kyle Berkshire was in it last year as well. But this year you had Fat Perez, Kyle Berkshire, Roger Steele, Micah Morris, Peter Finch, Ben Kruper, the Pause King, Sean Walsh, who I believe is, you said Good, right? I think he must have just joined Good. He's the
yeah,
one you said that does the new videos, yeah. And then obviously George Bryan. The crazy thing is the winner was Nathan Franks, who is a University of South Carolina. I think he's a senior at 3 under, and he won again. It's one 18-hole match or 18-hole round, should I say? He won at 3 under, and the closest content creator was 8th place with a tie of 2 over with the Pause King Ben Cooper and George Bryan. Both of them actually are from South Carolina, which is kind of funny. But it's wild because Peter Finch ended up shooting 4 over, Micah Morris 5 over, Berkshire 6 over, and Fat Perez really was just there as a placeholder, show what you look like if a 2 to 3 handicap guy came and played shot 17 over. But it was interesting, and I like those videos too because again they edited it, and it was pretty cool to see that aspect of it. Not too much of a lull. I like that. Golf is hard to make entertaining. That's why I like YouTube golf. There's
mhm.
not that much downtime pretty much when you watch these. But did you catch any of the queue?
I didn't. That was the first time I had heard about it. I didn't hear anything about that until right now.
Okay, well, it was cool. I was always obviously rooting for George Bryan because last year when he lost to Luke Kwan, he ended up, I think the 18th hole was a par 5. He laid up, ended up accidentally hitting it in the water,
Oh
which
yeah, I remember that.
which
Yeah.
actually forced him to shoot 1 over, go into a tie, and then lose. I think he I think it went into a match, or what do you call it, like a sudden death playoff or whatever, after which Luke Kwan ended
Mhm,
up winning. But yeah, it was kind of a bummer because none of the content creators were even close. Like Kyle Berkshire, like And the thing is, like you were talking about, with Scotty Scheffler saying that the trees are making things hard, that whole course had trees. Kyle Berkshire just couldn't just grip it and rip it every single time that he wanted to. And even when he tried to play back with like a 2 or 3 iron or whatever, and he can hit it a mile,
Yeah.
it just
Still ran into.
he ran into so much trouble. It was just
Yep.
like, well, that sucks. Like this guy, if he had an open course, like he would just annihilate. But the fact that he has to take it back a little bit, and he can't do that on a swing because that's not how he swings. Like you slow down
Yep.
someone's swing like that, like it's gonna mess you up completely. Like it was just it was unfortunate. And then Micah Morris didn't play terrible, but I think compared to the last year that he played, a lot better. But overall, pretty entertaining. I was obviously rooting for George there, but it felt like the aspiring pros were gonna win. Like there was just no one shot under par. No one shot under par.
Yeah.
But
It's dude, that's one guy that like I don't know, just seeing Micah Morris like play on his own channel, he plays great golf.
mhm.
And then it's like you put him into somewhere where it's really competitive like that and doesn't even show up.
Well, I mean, like even when he posts those videos of like the tournaments that he plays in,
Hmm.
rounds, he definitely does struggle from time to time because he's he's in love with what is the 2 or the 3 or 4 iron or whatever, where he just tries
Hmm.
to get it in play. And I'm like, dude, you can hit it so far, and you seem to have so much accuracy with your driver. And on a par 5, you're gonna hit off the tee with a 3 iron. Like,
Yeah.
dude, the goal should be to get to the green with as few strokes as possible. You have to do that, especially when you have that distance. Like Kyle Berkshire isn't going to just, and these are courses that aren't like the Q or where they have a lot of trees either. They're ones where it's just like, dude, just hit it as far as you can. Like that,
Yep.
Kyle Berkshire is not going to be like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to tee it up, because it's going to get me too close. It's like, come on, like you got to take advantage of what you have. And I know pro golf is obviously different than YouTube golf, at least for me. If I were to do it that way, you'd be more smart about your shots rather than just shooting a certain shot for content, hoping that, hey,
Yeah.
if I pull this off, it's going to be epic. I'm going to get a lot of likes. Like that's not what pro golf is about. But it is interesting to see how people fare when there is a lot more pressure on the shots.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I mean, yeah, I didn't even see any of that, so I had no idea about it.
All right, no worries. Well, let's move on to LIV Golf Korea. Bryson DeChambeau was able to hang on finally for I think like his 3rd LIV win, but I think it was the first win that he's had since his US Open last year.
Hmm.
So that was interesting because he had been struggling with being in the lead for like the Masters, going what was he in the lead with the Masters? No, he was down one. Being in the
He
final
was
group, should I
down. He
say.
was down one. Second hole was in the lead, and
Yep.
then blew it.
But he was just struggling on that final day. Sundays, he had been struggling with playing decent golf to hang on and win, and he finally was able to when no one was able to watch him because it's in Korea in the middle of the night. But I'm happy for him. He pulled it off.
Dude, what's crazy is this is a Jack Nicklaus golf club. Jack Nicklaus Golf Club in South Korea. Like, you've made it as a or as a golf course designer when you have courses like all over internationally.
Oh, wait, it was a Jack Nicklaus course or it was called Jack Nicklaus?
It was called Jack Nicklaus Golf Club.
I was going to say, they
And
probably named it that just so any Americans that went to Korea, like, oh my gosh, I know Jack Nicklaus. Oh, I know him. Let's go
well, I
there.
mean,
Let's go there.
a signature course, I mean, still, you had to have some design on it
Of
to
course. No,
to
oh,
say, yeah, I'll
100%.
put my name on this. Right? It's like that's all I'm saying is just like, dude, there's just so many Jack Nicklaus signature courses that it's like you're not even making the course. You're just like, let me see the blueprints. Yeah, this looks sick. Sign me off.
Right? I mean, like,
Yeah.
imagine me like, yeah, dude, I got my own golf club named after me. Like, what's it called? Like Jack Nicklaus. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, can we play it sometime? Well,
The
it's in
Golden
South
Bear.
Korea. It's in
Yeah.
South Korea.
Yeah. Yeah, I had some
Well,
golf clubs designed for me too. They were just called the Golden Bear, G Bear.
dude, wait, I had a wedge back in the day, like
Yeah,
20 years ago.
he had a set of clubs that was out there that was called, it was literally just a Golden Bear. had the Golden Bear logo on it. I remember finding one at Goodwill, and I used to crack walnuts with it, 7
I
or
think
8.
I got one from what's it called? Walmart. One of those like
There you go.
52-degree wedges or whatever.
Yeah,
And that was my
yeah,
wedge. That was my wedge in
yeah,
middle school.
yeah.
Ah,
Crazy.
man,
But
nostalgia
yeah,
land.
man, it looked like he played looked like Bryson played pretty solid throughout the whole event. I mean, it was pretty close. Charles Howell the third came in second with 17, and
Yeah,
Taylor
Gooch looks like he's playing better.
Gooch,
Gooch is
yeah,
playing better
14th.
finally.
Well, I think he's trying to put it to all trying to back it up with all the shit he's been talking for the last 2 years.
But does Rory McIlroy's hold on, I gotta ask. Does Rory McIlroy's Grand Slam count if Taylor Gooch wasn't in the field for the Masters? I gotta know. What do you think?
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Oh man. So okay, I'm trying to think. Anything else golf related that was going down this week? I wasn't sure if there was anything else. Let me check my phone. Usually I take screenshots of things
I
just
had
so I
my
don't
I had
forget.
my President's Cup qualifier
Oh, that's right. How'd
this
that go? How'd that
this
go on
weekend.
Sunday?
Good. Placed fifth um with a 70 74. I played well. Just was making some incredible pars. Missed a lot of birdies that were there, but I played well, and then I'm just trying to figure out when my match play is going to be. Um, probably once I get back from from Disneyland this weekend, and then
Ooh, nice.
yeah, probably have to play next week. But then
So is
this next weekend, I'll go ahead.
well, I was gonna say, so for your for the whole so you shot a
I shot a 74.
74, okay. And that was fourth best, yeah. So what's up with the match play? Why is it not just like a set time? You have to set it up with the person you're gonna actually be playing
Yeah, we have
against?
to make sure that our schedules work. Yeah,
Gotcha.
because yeah, I mean everyone's got jobs, and so we just gotta make sure. We
Stupid.
just gotta make sure. I know, right? Stupid jobs. God, ruin
Ruining our
everything.
life. Gosh. Let me
Yeah.
fly. You got a peacock. You gotta let me fly.
So we what was I gonna say? I just gotta figure out when my opponent can play, and then the weekend of the 17th and 18th I have the Sonoma Amateur that I'll be playing in, so a 2-day event. So see how that goes. You
Nice,
know?
dude. That'll be dope. And then next weekend, hopefully, we can get a round in so we can finally shoot some content for the first time in 2025 and pretty much a year. I think we played in May last year for
Yeah.
uh
Carmel
Carmel
Valley.
Valley Ranch.
Yeah.
But that'll be sick, dude. How's the editing going for your videos? Any updates?
I've been slammed. I haven't really done anything yet. It's just sitting here in this folder that
It's
I
just
keep
all this
looking at.
content is just sitting there. Gosh,
It
dude.
literally is, dude. It literally is.
You gotta sign up
It's
and get like an
just
AI thing and just like do this, please.
I know.
Please.
Just do it. Make it look awesome.
Make it look so sick, please.
Yeah.
Here, take a Grant Horvat video and make it like that, please.
Hmm.
Just please. But I think
I
that's it
know.
on my end for golf. Anything else you want to touch on? I don't think there's much else, honestly.
Yeah. No. What's coming up this weekend?
Oh, that's right. So I think that's why they did the queue. So the tournament that's coming up this weekend, that is one of the tournaments. You got the Truist, I believe, and then let's see here. And then you have the One Flight Myrtle Beach Classic, which is obviously the person who won that. And then the Truist Championship is at the Wissahickon course in Pennsylvania. I don't know this one. This is a new course, so that's nice, good for the PGA Tour. But they got a lot of groups, good groups in notable groups. Rory McIlroy, Justin Thomas, Tommy Fleetwood, Morikawa, Hovland, Clark, Aber, Henley, Straka, Schauffele, Matsuyama, Bhatia. So they have I think it actually, no, it is one of the elevated, or what do they call those events?
The elevated events.
Is it an elevated event? Is there another term for it?
I think that's the way you've always referred it to.
Okay. So the ones where they don't have cuts. And actually, did you hear Van Royen about that? Did you hear him? How he was actually asked like what he thought about these events, that signature events. That's what they're called, signature events. that don't have cuts, and he just was saying he just was not a fan. Like, that's not golf at all. Like, there's no pressure to hit a bad shot, to attempt a bad shot or a hard shot, a more difficult shot. The pressure is, are you going to get paid or are you not going to get paid? You know, are you going to make the cut or not going to make the cut? He's like, even for someone like me, you know, which it means more because I don't make as much as some of the other guys. Like, it's just that extra, you know, thing about golf that makes it special is that you could show up to a weekend and not get paid. You could show up and, you know, win $1 million. And on any given weekend, anybody can win. And I thought it was really interesting, honestly, because normally you would have people like, heck yeah, dude, I'm going to get paid no matter what. Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah. It's the all-inclusive mentality.
Right. It's only cool to be all
everyone
inclusive.
gets a trophy.
It's right. It's only cool to be inclusive when you're included. When you're finally not, and you're not playing as well, it's like, no, it's not cool. No, don't leave me out, please, no.
I brought my girlfriend to this event. She said that she wanted.
Her parents are gonna be there,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, exactly. But all right, man. Well, other than that, yeah, I think this weekend will be some good golf, and um, wish me luck taking the little ones to Disneyland. So
Goodness gracious, man. Hope you make it alive.
I know, dude. We'll see how that goes. But remember, guys, like what Teeds mentioned, we got tons of great stuff in on our Instagram. Go check out Primo. Go check out Sunday Swag. And what was the last one you said?
Battle bars.
Battle bars. Go get you one of them battle bars.
Fight hunger on the course.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Well, don't forget to stay fly and go low, and everyone have a good one.